All right, next up we have a Werewolf Concerto, which there's not really any music or concertos in this, so I'm not really sure what that's getting at. I mean, I know that Beverly D'Angelo's character is like in a piano, and I don't know. Like I heard that there was going to be some kind of music there. I don't know. That the title was kind of silly to me. Anyway, we got Beverly D'Angelo in this. How awesome! And Timothy Dalton, Bond himself. So that was pretty badass. And the dude from Get Shorty. Can't ever remember his name, but I like him. He kind of plays like a flamboyant bellhop almost, or like a concierge or something. Um, I love that this episode starts with a werewolf and some like brutal werewolf carnage, like cutting a guy's neck in and then ripping its head off and running through the woods with it. I thought that was a great way to start this episode. We also have Wally from Demon Knight in here. I fucking love Demon Knight, and I love Wally's character in that. But I mean, I think most people know him as the voice of Roger Rabbit, which, of course, I mean, that's fantastic. I love Roger Rabbit, but I don't know. I don't see him in Roger Rabbit, you know? So when I see him, I don't think of Roger Rabbit. I think of his character in Demon Knight. So he doesn't have a voice like Roger Rabbit unless he's doing the Roger Rabbit voice. So it's not like I would hear it like when I see Brad Dourif and he talks, it's like, that's Chucky. Like his Roger Rabbit voice is so drastically different from his real voice that I don't know, it just doesn't connect in my mind until then I think about it and I'm like, oh yeah, it's Roger Rabbit as well. So it's always Demon Knight to me. We also have Reginald in this, you know, freaking little deputy Al Powell, or is that what he's? Is he a deputy in Die Hard? He's like a little street beat cop deputy. I think so. I'm not the one that just got butt fucked on live TV, Dwayne. But of course, I mean, I think most people know him as Carl Winslow from Family Matters, but he's always going to be Al Powell to me. So yeah, I think I'm going to spend more time talking about who's in this episode than the episode itself because I didn't really care for it all that much. We also have Wolfgang Puck in this, playing Wolfgang Puck. I guess I think that's just to kind of establish like that this is a seriously high-end place that they are at because Wolfgang Puck himself works at this hotel giving food to the customers. So that's one hell of a good hotel freaking restaurant. The transformation scene, once Timothy Dalton turns into the werewolf, I thought was pretty damn good. I really enjoyed that. And I don't know, like, I don't really honestly have a ton to say about this episode. Like, maybe it's one I'd have to watch a few times, but it just kind of was like almost like a whodunit, and then like, you know, one betrays the other one, shoots him, and then they go off, and then he finds that like he's hitting on Beverly D'Angelo earlier in the episode, and then at the end of the episode he comes into her room and he looks in her piano and it's a coffin, which I thought was really cool. I love that her piano, like they open it up and there's like soil and whatnot, and she has like, you know, a little vampire bed in there. I thought that was pretty rad actually. And she's you know, she comes out and she stabs him with like a, you know, candelabra and like throws it down, and then he's sitting there dying, and she's like, you know, I think I will take you up on breakfast, and she eats him as you know, he's a werewolf and she's a vampire. I thought it was a pretty cool little twist ending that she was the vampire and that she had a little coffin there, but the whole rest of the episode, I don't know. It just didn't work for me all that much, and I honestly don't have much to say about it, so I'm not going to pretend I do. So, anyway, moving on.